So I went home and I opened my laptop and I had like so much work to do to get caught up. I just looked at it for like 20 seconds, like maybe typed one sentence and then just like closed it, packed up my stuff, told my roommate, I was like, yeah, I'm done here.
Like a scene in a movie. I'm just picturing like,
I just like, I mean, this is just too much, you know?
So Ben's first ever bluff that actually worked. He's just like,
Yeah,
I feel terrible. No, just take the pot. Yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah. I just drove home about 6.5. I think it was about 6.5 hour drive back to Tulsa, and yeah.
So when you're saying you're like playing gas station, there were just like
we played it in game. It was in a gas station, right?
Okay.
And I was the only non-Spanish speaking, like fluent Spanish speaking guy. I was going to Spanish class, but like, you know, like everyone there was, you know, from Mexico, and I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So that was gonna be my next question. How's your Spanish like right now? We're not gonna quiz you. You could say anything right now. I'd be like, oh, that's perfect.
I would say it's like good enough that like if you drop me in Mexico, like I can have a conversation. Like I might screw up like conjugation and whatnot, but like give me 3 or 4 drinks. Like I think I'm crushing. It's like dancing, you know, like everyone thinks they're a better dancer after, you know, 3 or 4 of these guys. But I really do think like my Spanish like acumen goes like up on drinks and then eventually falls off the cliff, of course. You know, drink 6, 7, 8, it's gone. But 2, 3, 4, like I'm
even English is tough, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's kind of like my poker game. This is very similar. All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking good. Beer 4 through 6.
Fair enough.
Just got to stop at 6. All right, so you were playing online as well, like during the same time, like Poker Stars, Full Tilt type of stuff, or
Full Tilt, yeah, Full Tilt, and I think there's Empire Poker was like my first like love.
Was that a skin for something or
Party? I think.
Okay,
skin for Party. Yeah, and then when I came back home, I started playing a lot online. You know, if I had money, I was, you know, I'd go. Luckily, I was a decent dealer, and like it was a brand new poker room at an Indian casino there, and everyone was like horrendous at dealing. So they would go and make. I was like, "How much you make tonight?" And they were like 150, and I made like 500. Like I always made like way more than them. And then I'd go straight to the casino with it, of course. And it eventually became like as soon as I made like 100 or 200, I would EO and go there. And then eventually I was paying people to take my shift. At the beginning, they realized that they wanted the shift. They would do it for free. Then eventually they're like, "No, you had to pay me like $50." And I was like, "All right, fine."
What a hard deal they drove.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would have done it for a lot more, I'm guessing.
Like 10% of my net worth in each time.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Was it just for poker, or were you doing like pick games and stuff too to try to run?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we were young. We gambled everything. So I wasn't 21. There was a casino, a few of them, and it's spelled Miami, but it's Miami, Oklahoma. We're not very good at spelling things, pronouncing things in Oklahoma. But in Miami, Oklahoma, about an hour away from Tulsa, they had a couple casinos out there. It was Quapaw and Buffalo, and all Indian casinos, and we would go there because that was the big game, the 2-5 no limit game instead of the 1-2 no limit game around town. And they played 5-10, I think, on Fridays or something. That was that was scary. Like that was huge, you know. I had an average of 1.3 buy-ins, you know, like short buy-ins, like every time I went. And we run it up, and then the game would break. We'd play blackjack and do whatever else. One of them had a promotion where it was blackjack. You could bet one hand at $50 or two hands at $25, something like that. But they show you both their cards. Ooh. So like I probably got like the start of my bankroll like grinding that game for like when they had it for like 5 days, and like I didn't leave the table, like basically.
So like what was the game like?
So why?
Yeah.
So in Oklahoma at that time, I don't know if it's still true, they take an ante on blackjack, and all of the winnings I'm going to get this a little bit wrong, but I'm close. All of the winnings from the actual blackjack players goes into a pool, and they give away, you know, Corvettes and whatever else, and they give away free things to the community, to the pool of players or whatever. And they said, you know, if we do this, we're gonna have full blackjack tables and, you know, minimum bets. Like I think max bet was $25 or something. You know, they charge you 50 cents every hand or 25 cents every hand, so it's good for them. But I 10x my net worth in 4 days. So
you just grinded fucking.
I didn't leave.
Yeah, just $25. You were playing full max
at the Holiday Inn across the street, and you know, for $58 a night or whatever it was, and slept for 5 hours, and then had to get back to work. You know,
back to the grind.
I assume you were quite sharp when it came to blackjack. Like no, you don't even have to count if you do that. You can just play basic strategy and win, I imagine.
Well, I mean, no, it's even better than that. Like say they're showing you 20 and you have 18, you can just hit.
Right. Fair.
You know, like and try to catch a 2 or 3.
You surrender.
I don't
Probably
think
not.
they had.
Probably.
It's missed 20 plus years ago. I think it's about 20 years ago. So unknown.
But that's a good promo. I hope that it it crushed for them. I mean, it sounds like it probably did, even though they lost money.
Well, they
Like,
lost money they couldn't keep.
Initially,
Yeah.
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 Wow, that's sexy. All right, so you get a bankroll through playing like some kind of gimmicky blackjack, which I love already.
Correct.
You're still playing like home games or whatever as well, like during this time,
Well, no, I mean,
or
not,
gas
that
station
wasn't
games.
really home
Sorry,
games.
sorry.
No, I'd already moved back to Tulsa at this point,
Okay,
so
all
I was dealing and being a horrible employee. I actually eventually got fired, obviously.
Were you kind of glad? That way you don't have to give $50 for
I mean,
your
I was
shift
gonna
anymore.
quit. I was gonna quit.
You're paying to be on the staff. So.
And I think they all kind of like this is what my coworkers, my friends, and they're all like, well, if this thing doesn't work out, you can come back and work. And I was like, no, it's gonna work, but I don't think anyone really thought. I mean, especially back then, like maybe 10 years ago, like there was more like a solidified thing, like you're gonna go play poker for a living. But like, this is 2005 or 6. Like wasn't really a thing, especially in Tulsa. Maybe out here, maybe out west, but
Oh, in North Carolina, it was a big hit. Yeah, no, I love telling my in-laws and my family about it. It was great.
Yeah, it was great.
They thought I was playing roulette for a living. It's good.
I think they
Yeah,
still
went over
do.
well. Well, went over well at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That was the star. Yeah.
Oh, do you have any siblings?
I have 2 brothers and a sister. Yeah.
Older, younger?
I'm the youngest. Yeah.
Okay, so were they all just laughing at you, or are they successful?
I would say I won them over quicker than my dad.
Sure.
But no, I mean, they thought I was a moron, and I likely was. Like, I wasn't the only of the 100 people who decided I'm gonna be a professional poker player. Like, how many are still doing it? Like 1?
I mean, less.
Yeah.
I'd say less, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. We talk about it a handful of times. Like, we're literally, I think we're 1 out of 1,000. Like, honestly, like I think there's 999 other me's out there in other universes that just whatever go broke quicker than I did, or like whatever, like decide to stick around and have kids early, whatever. It didn't.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
Like a poker professional. Like, you have to be good, you have to win, and you just have to not be an idiot in like 700 different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to dance for the raindrops as well, because like you can do all those things perfectly and still get fucked in the long term,
Of course,
or in the short term. I guess that's a better way to put it. So okay, so when did you start getting into tournaments? Like you're underage at this point, so I know they're Indian casinos, so you can probably you can play, but like were they running like $100 dailies or like something similar?
So when I turned 21, I'd already quit my job, and I was in Tulsa. I got a house out there in James when I was at high school. And I stayed there for another year, but I was really back and forth a ton, whether it was Atlantic City or Vegas, or go and play Commerce for 2 weeks straight, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is just like a waste of time, money, energy, going back and forth to Tulsa. Like, as soon as I get home, I just want to leave. So I did. I just moved to Vegas, and when I came to Vegas, and during that 1 year in Tulsa, the tournament scene was like blowing up, and they had the Scotty Wynn Poker Invitation.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and it turned out in 2005, people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, were not great at tournament poker.
Shocking.
I'm sure I was clueless too, but it's just like if I just like bluffed a bunch, I won. Like it was quite nice. So yeah, so as soon as I could afford it, basically, I moved to Vegas after the World Series in 2008. Yeah.
So what was the bankroll looking like when you got to Vegas?
So at the beginning of that summer, when I got to Vegas, probably like 50.
Okay.
And then,
all right,
but I ran it up that summer to 200 maybe or so, and then I was like, all right, this is enough to move to Vegas.
But yeah, I saw you're mainly playing like either the Scotty Wynn Invitational or whatever the open air or like WSOP events, basically for the most part early on. Was it like?
Well, I was traveling a bunch. I was playing tournaments in Atlantic City and LA. And
just weren't cashing those, I guess. Just
I won a few. I won one in Atlantic City.
We
chopped it 4 ways. It was 30,000 for second, 60,000 for first. There's 2 million chips in play, and I had 1.275 million. I have no idea how I remember all that, but I'm pretty sure that was it. And it was like a grandma and like some dude. Like I was like, hey, I'll take 54,000. Thinking they're like never gonna take it. It's 30 and 60 and like 20 and 15 or whatever. And they just all 3 said like yes in like 5 seconds. So I was just like, okay, I win. It's over. But yeah, I did win a tournament in Atlantic City, you asshole.
No, sorry.
You ever won a tournament in Atlantic City?
No. I gave up on Atlantic City a long time ago.
That was the last time I went.
That's fair.
Punched your ticket out of there.
No, I like early on though. Like I thought your first casters were like WSOP and then like in Tulsa or whatever. I know you like not back to back, but like won like 260K like tournaments like relatively like close to each other.
in Tulsa and yeah, and a couple other spots. Yeah.
So like, did you just get the tournament bug, or were you still like just kind of doing everything?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing anything. Like, I don't know, like it was a lot more raw back then. Like one summer I spent, I think in 06, like I spent most of my summer playing single table sit and goes because they were like so easy. Like they're $1,000 buy-in, you get 10K if you win it, last longer is the whole deal. And I probably played 100 of those. And I was such a nit, I didn't play the main event.
Jeez.
Like I'd probably made like, I don't know, 200K in those satellites, 150K in those satellites. I was like, oh, it's too expensive.
It's a lot of lammers.
I had 3 friends that's only what they did, and they would just brag. I was like, I'm literally printing between 100 and 200K over 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And like, you guys are idiots, like fucking gambling for like all the extra money. But like, I can't lose in these.
I played the tournaments too that summer, but like it was like if I busted a tournament, I wasn't like hopping in like the daily, 250. I was like, I was just gonna play a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the side action's great too. You just sit down and